Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and unfortunately, I am seeing a concerning trend in the crypto mining scene. While it's a trend that we've seen very often in the overall crypto ecosystem, primarily in like DeFi or non-proof of work tokens, it is now becoming more and more relevant, I guess you could say, or a growing trend on the crypto proof of work type tokens, right? And we're talking about rug pulls, unfortunately, or scams. We've seen this recently with Fulminir, which the website looked very sus, and I called it a number of different suspicious items out in my video on how to mine it. And I urge caution, and I warn people not to download the wallet until Yeti.uk did a proper interview. If you haven't checked out that website, it's y3ti.uk, and they review websites. We got Chump Change, Yeti, of course, and myself, who all contribute in various outlets or various aspects to this kind of auditing service to make sure that you, the end user, if you are going to download a wallet, that at least it's safe. You got to be very careful nowadays, unfortunately, because right now it is super easy to just copy and paste somebody else's project, source code, information, wallet, whatever, and then change a couple of metrics like the name, the token supply, so on and so forth, and then just release it, hoping that people would buy in or mine it, and then they just start to cash out. And it's different for mining than it is for the larger projects, because you have these whales or bigger fish, dolphins, whatever you want to call them, buying into these DeFi projects, pumping up the price, and then they're selling their bag while you're left holding the bag. Whereas in mining, what you'll see is the developers or whoever created the project cash out little by little. And if you can catch these trends, you can see them selling their positions and going with the plan to leave you holding the bag. But I got some information from Yeti, so let's bring them on, have a quick discussion, and talk about the Fulminir project, and then we'll wrap up the video. I just want you to be extra cautious. Do not download new project wallets on your main system or a system tied to your network that is connected to anything personal, documents, pictures, anything that might compromise your system, because there was malicious code within the Fulminir wallet, and this isn't the first one we've seen, and it won't be the last as well. There won't be the last rug pull that we see in the proof of work arena, but there will be many more ahead. So you just got to be careful and be cautious. This is why some people mine to exchanges, even though I don't recommend it. I can see why they do it, because it's up to the exchange to deal with that problem, not the end user. Hopefully those exchanges are being smart, because they're being so quick to add these tokens to their portfolio or to their coin offerings, but they might end up being hit themselves, or that malicious code may infect their servers, affecting that exchange, and next thing you know, that exchange might have to go down because they lost a bunch of funds. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but let's get on the horn with Yeti. All right, so I actually been talking with Yeti off camera for a little bit, and Fulminir isn't the first, like I said previously, it won't be the last. But just let's look at some of the items here, and good job to the community, all reaching out to one another, communicating. Gandalf Gray, Yeti, people just checking in on me, making sure I was okay. As I warned in my video, there was multiple suspicious items on their website, suspicious things about the project that I called out red flags. I advised to wait for an audit from Yeti.uk, which I mentioned previously. You should always wait. And here's some of the information. So we got a Trojan AV kill, which is to disable the antivirus or any type of antivirus protections. And then we have the second one here, or NSN4-TMP, which is an agent sent to disable any registry protections or anything at the registry that could impede its mission. But then it goes to download something that could complete its mission, whatever that download or that malicious code is intended for. And realistically, Yeti just told me something, and it was D-Miners that told you this?
Yeah.
D-Miners said it wasn't a rug pull, but a thread pull. And I agree with that analogy. Can you say what he told you one more time?
Sure, absolutely. So whereas a rug pull on say a DeFi platform, they just take the whole lot and it goes flat to the floor. What D-Miner's analogy literally alludes to is that they're pulling small amounts out of it like they're pulling threads off the rug until there's no rug left.
Yeah, and we can see here, like, as this product has been going, all right, as this product has been going, there's these smaller transactions where people are probably making a couple K, maybe a couple $100, whatever. But then you got these larger transactions, almost 9K, then 14K. And then you got some in here that are like 32K. And then at the very, very bottom, there was even one for 77K, 20K. So the developer, there's the 77K right there. So the developer or whoever the person was that created this, again, was a copy paste of another project. It is a Kapow type algo or coin, right? So they copy paste previous project, probably didn't worry about cleaning up the code, injected new code, and then the intent was to infiltrate systems and steal funds. Let's just be real. That's pretty much what the intent was. Now the main target was Windows systems, because mostly people that go for these newer projects are going to be doing it on the Windows system. Yes, you can mine it with a Linux-based operating system like Hivon or Minerstat or whatever you got. But the person's intent was always to just little by little take out their money, right? They got so much of this token, right? And now they're just cashing out 32K. So they made probably a couple 100K off of miners. So it's not as impactful as the DeFi space. But my question to Yeti earlier was, what if the target wasn't the miners? Because we got these exchanges, Exige, SafeTrade, whatever, that immediately put these tokens online. Or and maybe not immediately, but in the first few days, right? Sometimes even before Minerstat even picks it up, or Mining Pool Stats. What if the target's the exchange, right? Because in order for these exchange to allow trading of this coin, they have to run their node on their servers. So if I was an attacker, my goal would be to get an exchange silly enough to install my malicious code or my node software onto their system and have it to where I can slowly take over their services or their system over time. Slowly but surely, just leaking in behind the doors. And then I start pulling out funds. Bitcoin here, Ethereum there, so on and so forth. So Exige may not be a prominent exchange like some of the others, but it is an exchange nonetheless where you can see various markets. They do have Bitcoin, they do have Ethereum, they do have BNB, they do have Litecoin. And the volume isn't a lot, but it does add up. It does add up, and that could be a pretty penny for somebody. So these exchanges need to be really careful of what nodes they install, and they need to do proper audits. If they're not doing audits and they're not having an internal review before they apply or have these tokens on their exchanges, that's a serious problem. So for the viewers, I can't urge you enough to be careful. And this is probably why many of you, like I said at the beginning of the video, mine to exchanges, is because Yeti is one person. I am one person. Chump Change is one person. We can't get all the wallets as soon as they pop up, so you got to bear with us. You're impatient. You want to start mining this token right away. And so instead of mining to a wallet because you're too afraid to install it, you mine to an exchange. But then those exchanges sometimes can block your payments because there's a minimum payment, there's this, there's that. They don't like the frequent transactions, so they stop it. So I can see why people are doing it out of safety, but I still don't recommend it. It's just be careful with these projects. And even if a content creator like myself talks about it, listen to the whole video, because there might be some things that the content creator advises to discourage you from participating in this project because there is something they see or they caught. But yeah, this is another one, unfortunately, and it's a growing trend that I've been seeing in this industry, unfortunately, and I've been talking about with Yeti offline. So Yeti, to wrap up this video, anything else you saw in this particular GitHub or wallet? Because the GitHub didn't have a lot of activity. Besides the initial wallet commit or the source code commit, there was really nothing after that.
Sure. I mean, that was the biggest red flag for me, right? When you first start a project of any kind, the updates are frequent, like a lot, because you're going to be learning as you go what works, what doesn't work, if there's tweaks to be made, and so forth. So, the biggest one for me was that other people lost other coins as well, which means that you know, people are not securing their wallets correctly. It's the biggest worry for me right now. And I think that at some point we probably need to do a video of how to secure the wallet properly. So making sure your wallet's encrypted with a password, and so forth, that kind of thing. Because if you don't have that, and you had your wallet open at the time when you ran this wallet, then you was about to lose a lot of fun. I know of a few users on Neurai that lost their funds as well. The Neurai team actually reached out to me with the original code to be able to analyze it and decompile it. But I think that the biggest thing here is also potentially how people are securing their wallets. And that's a big, big thing.
So the wallets are like, all right, so desktop full node wallets and even Electrum wallets, they store those wallet.dat files in the user roaming blah blah blah. If it's very easy to grab that wallet data, right, and technically move it to a new system, install the node, and then import the wallet, and then move the funds to a different wallet. So if your system is compromised, you can basically assume that access to those wallets might have been given up. So you're saying people lost funds. I haven't been able to confirm every single person that was impacted.
Yeah, I was actually reached out to by the head dev over at Neurai. He was very concerned that a lot of his community members had lost
other
token.
other tokens.
Yeah, and obviously Neurai is based on Kapow. So my thought and feeling on this is that, so let me give you an example. If you don't have an encrypted wallet with a passcode and you just leave it blank, if you take that DAT file to another machine, there's no password and it's not encrypted. So whereas that downloader downloaded some sort of script or files, my thought obviously for the next step, and because they've pulled all the code, I can't get to the next step unfortunately, but I can theorize how it would be done, is that it would go and look for all the DAT files on your machine and send them back to the person in
The
question
hosts, right?
running it.
Right.
And then they would just be able to import that into any, Qt wallet that you've released, and away they go.
And for wallets that aren't full node or Electrum, let's say Exodus or a Trust wallet, right? You install the desktop app on your device. Once your
Correct.
device is compromised, who's to say that that malicious code didn't also have what's called a
Something like a keylogger, perhaps.
yeah,
So that
so a
yeah,
keylogger. That's exactly what I was
yeah,
thinking of. And now the password you typed in to check if your funds are there in Exodus or Trust or whatever wallet you have, or even your MetaMask, um, now you just gave up your password. And so if they have the correct information or what they need, then they can just easily access the funds and withdraw it and stuff like that. So realistically, when you approach these new tokens, there's a couple of different ways that we've mentioned, content creators mention, to avoid stuff like this. Don't install the wallet first off. If you did install the wallet, install it on a separate system, on a separate network, not tied to anything that you own that is personal to you whatsoever, whether it's documents, important tax information, pictures of your family, anything like that. If you have all your wallets on there, data files, whatever. But also, you could spin up a VM, but sometimes those VMs, if you're not setting it up correctly, could link back to your network. Now, this doesn't look like it was network hopping, was it?
no, no, it doesn't. It
The
looks like
Fulminaire project wasn't network hopping. That doesn't mean the next one will or won't.
exactly. That's the biggest problem with these new tokens that are popping up, and they're all, just a copy and paste to start with. What that worries me about is, has the team learned what the system is, how it runs, how to fix things, or are they just setting it up for malicious purposes? And that's horrible, really, because when you think about it, somebody could be paying a good chunk of electric to mine one coin, you go, oh, well, that's Kapow. I've already got my overclock, so I'll just switch it, download the wallet, and not only do you lose those tokens, but you lose all your other Kapow tokens at the same time. I mean, that's pretty brutal.
That is. So, I mean, I urge caution in my original video when I advised like how to mine, and I even updated the title of the video to say rugged at the very beginning, but I did have an original at the title of the video had caution with a caution symbol in the title. And I did call out things in the video. So I don't know how much more warning I could have done, but you know, be careful, be smart. We're seeing this trend grow in the proof of work crypto space, and I think it will continue to grow, especially during this bear market, because people are always scheming and trying to get more money, especially right now because a lot of people are broke or not as wealthy as they could be, at least the general populace, maybe not the up, top end people. So they're going to be scheming, they're going to be looking for new ways to implement. And exchanges, if you are listening, please be careful. When you put these tokens on your exchange, you're essentially promoting it. People see it on miningpoolstats.stream, your exchange. They see, hey, I could get it for this, I could get it for that, I could start mining it, maybe it might blow up one day, and then they start mining it. You should really vet these tokens before you even add them to your exchange. And if you're adding them to your exchange and you're not doing a proper audit, you are at risk of losing your client's funds. Please do your due diligence and be careful. However, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get back to talking to Yeti. Unless there's something extraordinary that you want to expound upon for this particular project, or just rug pulls or thread pulls in general, Yeti.
Well, I mean, obviously, we're slowly building out the audit system. We're also going to be building out things like hardware wallet audits, contract audits. I've even reached out to a few miners themselves who have actually been super, you know, interested in opening up and showing that they're being legit. And I think that's a great thing to have. I was explaining to somebody yesterday, when I was digging around in this fulminate, a person said, "Why should we trust you?" And that's a valid question,
Right.
right? And actually, I think what I'll do is I'll read it word for word, right? Because otherwise, I'll get myself caught up probably. And yeah, I mean, so basically, the bit that I explained was that pretty much the reason why I do this is because I'm almost sick and tired of seeing people get scammed. I mean, my friend personally got scammed a couple of times, and it's horrible to watch, whether it be somebody you know or somebody you don't know, right? And the way that I look at it is that I do this for free. I don't do this to make money.
Right.
I do this to help people and give clear information so people can be informed. That's what it's about. Just giving the information so that people can do their own due diligence, right? I don't make anything on this. I do this in my spare time with yourself and Chump. And we do this because if we just stop one person being scammed, then that site and all that work that's gone into it is all worthwhile to me. If we can just stop one person getting scammed. Now, what if we could stop 10 people being scammed, or 100? Now we're starting to get to a realms where we're actually putting a good light on crypto rather than all the bad.
Right.
So,
Because that's mostly what you hear, especially during a bear market, is all the bad lines of people getting scammed, rug pull exchanges, the guy arrested in Turkey, projects like this. Even though it wasn't enough to put it on the radar of maybe the more prominent newspapers, articles, or maybe even the governments of whatever country they're in, it's not a large amount. It's microtransactions in this big world, this billion-dollar industry of technology and blockchain, or probably $1 trillion industry one day. But it's very minute, but it is something that is growing. So yeah, I mean, this is all done on our free time. We're not getting paid to do this. by supporting the channel and through various stuff, then we're getting something back for our time. But this is all being done on free time, and Yeti does all the work as far as these wallets and the full nodes, the Electrum wallets, the desktop wallets. Kudos to them for doing the deep dives and looking into the actual code. And it's good to have the devs want to work with you. I understand why they might be cautious, but we've seen many devs in the past that don't reveal themselves, right? Like they don't pronounce or they don't provide their full name, where they don't dox their information. So it's okay for them to come anonymously and just talk and just be like, hey, you know what? Thank you for mentioning this. Thank you for advising that we have some issues on our wallet. Let's see what we can do to improve it. What else did you find? And then they start working with you. They start talking, and you can advise them, hey, you got a huge memory leak because of XYZ code, or you need to clean up your code because I can clearly see that it's a copy of the Bitcoin full node wallet, or it's a copy of this. So let's go ahead and customize it a little bit to emphasize that your project is unique and it's its own thing. So devs, work with the community. You don't have to do everything the community asks for. I understand the community can be a little bit needy sometimes, but when you have users like Yeti, like myself, like Chump Change, calling for change or just saying, hey, you need to optimize this or update this, please work with us, because we're doing this on our free time and we're just trying to do what's good, not only for your project, not only for your exchange, but for the end user, right? Because crypto is a worldwide impactful thing. Blockchain is a worldwide impactful thing. So please consider it. I know you might give us a hard time when we ask for you to work with us, but please allow it so that way we can continue to help you grow while we continue to improve the safety of the crypto community, whether it's mining or otherwise. Now, hardware wallets, Yeti touched on. If you are in North America or near North America, South America, we are looking for hardware wallets. You would send, if you're in the North America, South America region, or countries or areas, you would send your hardware wallet to me. Please hit me up, DMs, Twitter, Discord. If you are in the EU or on that side of the globe, across the pond, we would want you to send it to Yeti. So get in touch with us. If you're willing to donate a hardware wallet, you will not be getting it back, just FYI. So make sure you move all your funds, clear it out, anything like that. But if you have a spare hardware wallet that we have not reviewed yet, feel free to hit us up and we'll get it scheduled. But bear with us because we are busy working our full-time jobs, dealing with our families, and we are only doing this on the side out of our free time and not really getting compensated for the amount of work that we're getting put into it. So just be patient with us is all we're asking. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up there because it's going to be a long video. But I thank you so much for talking with me, Yeti. For you, the viewer, please do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and put hashtag rug pull in your comment if you leave one. Just curious. I just want to see how many of you actually stuck around. And just be careful. Be safe. Be smart. And again, listen to the end of the video for what the content creator is saying. There might be some information in there that you missed. You just came in for the first 45 seconds, and then you're out. Next thing you know, you lost all your funds because you didn't listen to the full video advising, caution, warning about XYZ. All right? So have yourself a wonderful day. I'll catch you next one. Take care.